Hey everyone, welcome back. Jojo here.
Shruti here.
क्यों हम आए हैं यहाँ आज?
बताइए क्यों?
Because people after I like, and why not? Okay, so Annural Khalid, we like her. We've heard her and
Yes.
loved her voice. She is now collabing with Talha Anjum. And from what I'm seeing in the DMs, people were waiting for this collab. She collabed with Shamoon, if you remember. And we were just like,
Yes.
ye kya voice hai?
Correct.
So I've kind of heard some of her stuff offline after that because I was like,
Yeah.
this girl's voice is beautiful. So,
Correct.
and now she's with Talha. So, and Umair is on the beat. So, expectation.
I'm ready to hit play whenever you tell me.
Hai na?
I'm ready. Yes.
Let's do it. And I think what was the last thing we heard from Talha Anjum? Was it his EP? It was, no?
Yeah.
Back to
That
back.
single.
4 a.m.
Not
and Death Wish.
correct.
Very
And something
hard
after that.
songs were happening there.
Yeah.
Nahin,
Yeah.
last was that only. 4 a.m. in Karachi and Death Wish.
Yes. Yes.
Worth the wait EP. Chalo, let's see what vibes he's bringing with this one. Kyun. Okay. 1, 2, 3, play.
तू आया नहीं क्यों? सदियों से लंबे हैं लम्हे, यहाँ क्या करूं? आहट पे तेरी मैं नींद से भी उठ पड़ूं। सब कुछ भुला कर मैं यादें समेटा करूं, फिर तेरे सिरहाने में बारिश में भीगा करूं।
मिलके भी तू ना मेरा है ना यकीन, अब तेरा यादों में खोया है दिल, ये रोया है तुझको ढूंढा था बेवजह। जाने ये आलम है कैसा, आएगा कैसे सवेरा। तन्हाई ऐसी ये मुझसे कहती है तुझको फिर से लो बुला। तू ना जाने तेरे बिन मैं कैसे पल ये गुजारे। I mean I'm sorry for the heartbreak, you know we never should have parted. Wish we could go back to the better days. तेरे हाथ में हो हाथ then I'm feeling great. है वक्त सारे रास्ते, गलती ना ये मेरी ना ये तेरी है।
तू आया नहीं क्यों? सदियों से लंबे हैं लम्हे, यहाँ क्या करूं? आहट पे तेरी मैं नींद से भी उठ पड़ूं। सब कुछ भुला कर मैं यादें समेटा करूं, फिर तेरे सिरहाने में बारिश में भीगा करूं।
It's been a while, तुम वक्त के निकाल, दिल की दीवारों को दीमक की तरह फिक्र तेरी खाए। That wasn't a goodbye, तुम फिर भी ना लौट के आए। कलम उठाई फिर मैंने और लिखी जो मैंने बिताई। तेरे से पहले भी था कुछ, तेरे बाद भी हूँ। तेरे साथ था जो वो दफन कर चुका अपनी जात में हूँ। एक लाश है बस, थोड़ी सी याद है बस, एक आधा किस्सा है जिसमें देते हैं तेरी मिसाल है बस। मलाल है बस तू आया नहीं क्यों? मैं तो आया था सुनने वो गीत तेरा, तूने गाया नहीं क्यों? खुशी में शामिल रहो मेरी, मैं गम में बुलाता नहीं हूँ। मैं माफ कर देता हूँ लेकिन मैं कभी बुलाता नहीं हूँ। खुदा ने लेके भी और दे के भी लिया इम्तिहान मेरा। मैं तो सब कह के भी ना कह के भी जाना बेजुबान रहा। सब तो लुटा आए, याद ही तेरी मेरा समान रहा। सदिया गुजारी के नहीं तेरे इंतजार में, तू ये बता।
तू आया नहीं क्यों? सदियों से लंबे हैं लम्हे, यहाँ क्या करूं? आहट पे तेरी मैं नींद से भी उठ पड़ूं। सब कुछ भुला कर मैं यादें समेटा करूं, फिर तेरे सिरहाने में बारिश में भीगा करूं।
आई मिस्टेक, मैंने गाना वापस शुरू कर दिया था, बट इट्स बिकॉज मेरे दिल की आवाज ये कह रही थी। आई एब्सोल्युटली लव्ड दिस सॉन्ग। आई वाज जस्ट like already it was going in such a beautiful rhythm. Like I was listening to it and I was just like, you know, when it's touching those emotional tar of your heart and you're like prepping, and then you're just perfectly prepped up. And that's when Talha Anjum's awaz comes in. And I could hear his awaz resonating here. किसी की आवाज की वाइब्रेशन कैसे यहाँ पे फील हो सकती है मुझे नहीं मालूम, लेकिन हो रहा था ऐसा.
Yeah.
And it was just like every word, every line he was speaking was going like bilkul andar, and correlating to it was happening. Chahe wo mere sath real life mein aisa hua hai ya nahi, I didn't care. I was just, and I was like, just don't cry. Like, or okay.
Oh, I
like,
was
just,
crying at the end.
that's what I'm saying. I was crying midway through. Jaise he, Talha Anjum's voice came, I think that first two lines, and I was like, oh no, that happened. It was, I'm going to be listening to the song many, many times, purely because I'm just loving the feeling it's generating, this energy that it generates within you sometimes. And we've said this before when we were very regularly listening to young stunners specifically, but also to Talha Anjum's voice specifically, that there is something in his voice which just adds that resonance where you feel कि आपकी ही आवाज है जो आपसे बातें कर रही है, और जिस तरह lyrics बुने जाते हैं around, you know, it's almost like it makes you feel like it is my thought, my voice being spoken to me. And over here, I'm not even exaggerating. This is how I feel when I listen to Talha Anjum's voice, you know, and I'm not taking anything away from, you know, Annural Khalid and from Umair. I'm not taking, like, they kind of, you know, it's like when you आप एक foundation इतनी strong बनाते हो इकट्ठे, the song is so beautifully blossoming together. Only then a person who is loved by the audience can also kind of shine through it. अकेले एक इंसान कुछ नहीं कर सकता. You know, when it's a group effort and when everyone's collaborating together to create a song, no one person can just hold the song. It is definitely everyone together. Sorry, yes.
Can I tell you that Umair was not on the vocals? Talha sang that hook.
Correct. Yes. But I'm saying even as
The
a
music.
music thing,
Okay.
yeah, it's everyone coming together.
Just in case you were thinking, because
No.
I got messages before getting into the song. Don't mistake it this time. Umair is not on the vocals at all.
No, it's unmistakable. It's unmistakable. Yeah. But it's everyone's on the track creating it together, right? And I've been talking only about Talha Anjum. But with such passion,
I get it.
I want to make sure that it's not that I am only favoring one person. No, it's a group effort. It's all the efforts that are coming together. And it's a beautiful track. Basically, अगर अभी तक ना समझ आया हो, तो I loved it. It was a beautiful track. I'm going to be listening to it many, many, many times.
Yeah. This is going on loop, and this is now going on the Rondu playlist for sure. Like as soon as we finish recording, I teared up, and I was like it was very tough through the song to not let the tears roll. I was just like, don't. Because I loved everything from the first hook that kept repeating that Talha Anjum sang, and then all the lines of Anural's verse were just so sweet and so, like, I don't know who wrote them. Were they written by her? Written and performed by Talha and Annural. So she's written her own lines, and they're just so real and so honest and so simple and so just like, and her voice, we've heard her voice before. Every song of hers that I heard offline, I was like, there is something magical in this girl's voice. It's just, it's very, you know, there are so many great female voices out there. And hers is unique in a very different way. Like I don't even know how to verbalize it. There's just a lot of raw emotion in her voice that comes out with every word and every syllable that she enunciates, and just like the enunciation, I think, is what is key for me when it comes to her singing. It's just beautiful because there's emotion in it. It's not just technical brilliance. So anyway, the line, and then when she said tere haath mein ho haath and I'm feeling great, like that summed it up for me. I was like, that is all you need. That is all one really needs to feel good. Just someone holding your hand. I love, like, for me, hand holding is the best thing. So like it's the most intimate, sweet, loving gesture for me. Like love language, physical love language, my hand holding tops everything. So the minute that line came in, tere haath mein ho haath and I'm feeling great, I was just like, And then the next line killed me there. पर है अलग सारे रास्ते, गलती ना ये मेरी ना ये तेरी है. And I was just like, oh, and then the hand separated mentally in my mind. And I was just like, I was going to cry right there. I was
नहीं,
like, control, control, control.
क्यों?
Right? Oh, so I just loved her verse. Then his voice came on. And again, even when it started, I was just like, Anjum as a singer is a different league. Him as a poet, him as a rapper, um, all in like the A league. But him as a singer is now coming into his own, and he's doing it a lot more. And while it surprised us in the beginning when we first heard it, and then people commented saying, he used to sing in college and he actually started performing on stage like that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he understands that people love that side of him, because I mean, clearly he does, because he's come back with another song.
More
that
and more he's doing.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
So beautiful. And I hope he aces this zone as well. He's
Zone.
already there. But I mean, while you can tell that singing is not his first this thing, but the way he's carrying those lines, and the melody, it's just beautiful. It's just so, there's this honesty in it, which then overshadows everything that, aap technically trained shayad nahi ho, jo bhi hai wo, those things get overshadowed because there's such like feel in it. So
Correct.
I think the way he emotes his written lines and his rap in emotional tracks, that sincerity is coming across in the singing portion as well, in his voice.
Yeah.
So I love that. And then of course,
So I do feel that his singing voice and his rapping voice, they are very distinctly,
yeah,
his singing voice is yet raw and like sure of itself, but still that little unsurety is there in it. Whereas his rapping voice, when that comes on,
it's like
it's like खुद की singing आवाज को के side हो जाओ, अभी
Yeah.
champs आ रहे हैं अंदर, like,
Yeah.
like
that's exactly what I meant. Like the sincerity is there, but it still needs polishing, and it still needs more like, that manjna usko abhi baki hai,
Correct.
because more experience with more tracks, it'll get there. The minute the rapper comes in, it's just like, sab side mein ho jao. Let's just do this. And he does it. My God, the second his verse started, it's like, it's been a while, tum wakke na kail. What was that? What was that first, like, 2 lines only? I was like, oh, and that voice. Anyway, then it went on. I'm going to read the verse because it's so beautiful. I genuinely, like, I had to, push back the tears. Dil ki दीवारों को दीमक की तरह फिक्र तेरी खाए. That wasn't a goodbye. तुम फिर भी ना लौट के आए. कलम उठाई फिर मैंने और लिखी जो हमने बताई. तेरे से पहले भी था कुछ. This bit, oh, तेरे से पहले भी था कुछ, तेरे बाद भी हूँ. तेरे साथ था जो वो दफन कर चुका, अपनी जात में हूँ. Dude, this, like, I've buried that side of me. So freaking real. एक लाश है बस, थोड़ी सी याद है बस, एक आधा किस्सा जिसमें दी जाती अपनी मिसालें बस. उफ, मलाल है बस तू आया नहीं क्यों. मैं तो आया सुनने वो गीत तेरा, तूने गाया नहीं क्यों. खुशी में शामिल रहो मेरी, मैं गम में बुलाता नहीं हूँ. मैं माफ कर देता हूँ लेकिन मैं भुलाता नहीं हूँ. खुदा ने दे के भी और लेके भी किया इम्तिहान. खुदा ने दे के भी और लेके भी किया इम्तिहान मेरा. मैं तो सब कह के भी ना कह के भी जाना बेजुबान रहा. सब तो लुटा आए, याद है तेरी मेरा सामान रहा. सदियां गुजारी के नहीं तेरे इंतजार में तू ये बता. सदियां गुजारी के नहीं तेरे इंतजार में तू ये बता. तू आया नहीं क्यों, सदियों से लंबे हैं लम्हे यहाँ क्या करूं. आहट पे तेरी मैं नींद से भी उठ पड़ूं. सब कुछ भुला कर मैं यादें समेटा करूं. सब कुछ भुला के मैं यादें समेटा करूं. just look at the thoughts. फिर तेरे सिरहाने में बारिश में भीगा करूं. Dude, Anjum, why do you do this to us? Yeah, why हमने क्या बिगाड़ा है आपका? Like, why? Heart is broken. I love it.
Exactly.
तोड़ दिया दिल, and we love it. This is the sadist in us. क्या कर रहे हैं? But yeah, I honestly, if Talha Anjum stays in this zone for the rest of his career as an artist, is fine with me, because very few people can write such deep thoughts with such meaningful lines and such depth and clarity and all of that, and just really hit the heart. So full power to him.
Yeah.
And
Trained
Anurag.
themselves to know these many correct words to define the correct emotion.
Yes.
So
much
many people I
homework
know.
has been
So
done.
many people I know who have great thoughts, great ideas. And even when they're expressing it, they'll express it in simple words very nicely. लेकिन एक simple word में express करना और एक perfect word के साथ without repeating multiple difference होता है. And कोई
Difference
कहे
होता है,
ना
yeah.
कहे फर्क होता है और उस फर्क का जो impact होता है वो और ज्यादा होता है.
Yeah.
So like just hats off to you.
I
Kudos,
agree.
just keep going. Yeah.
Because very few artists sit and do that homework, sit and go into those spaces. And clearly, because he reads a lot of the great poets, he forces himself to go into the vocabulary space that they're in, the mental, emotional space, the space of like taking a thought and building on it and coming at it from different angles. That's all homework that you do offline, you know,
Yeah.
and that takes years. And
that shows one's personality, because
Yeah.
you can't force yourself to suddenly overnight become like that person, you know.
Mhm.
It's like over years and years aap khud ko tarash rahe ho, and then that begins to show in your work, you know. So it's just brilliant.
Yeah, and also being an old soul and having that empathy and that space that you can actually go into to draw these thoughts. You can't just say कि अच्छा मैंने इस पोएट को पढ़ लिया बहुत सालों तक और मैंने vocabulary सीख ली, अब मैं लिख लूंगा ऐसे ही.
हमें सब कुछ आता है.
नहीं, that ability to go into those spaces and feel and empathize and emote is a very it's not everyone can't do it.
Yes.
So he's an old soul, man, for sure. He's an old soul. Itni young age pe aise likhna is not easy. But okay, we've gushed enough. Props to Umair. Damn, the keys and the music. I mean, Umair is, I can't now anymore. Like, I can't praise him anymore, but he knows, like, he's just prodigal. Annural, love her stuff. Please recommend more songs of hers. I want to hear her voice more and more and more, and add her stuff to my playlist. This song is going on the Rondo playlist.
When you were talking about her voice, wondering how to pinpoint, and I was also thinking about it, and I realized that her voice sounds very, very innocent, but her kala has a lot of maturity, and that combination is kind of like, wait, what is hitting my senses right now? Because here's somebody who was very manjawa in her kala, but there's so much innocence, like, in her expression, but yet she knows what she's expressing because she's that good. So it's like your senses get a little like,
there's a level of confidence and maturity along with the innocence that comes across. And, the fact that she's young, that mixture is probably what makes it stand out so much. You're right. Well caught. I like it. And I just saw it's mixed and mastered by Jokhay. So props.
Yeah, even so.
Yeah, okay. Rondo playlist, it's getting added. Go and look that up. It's linked below. Recommend other songs in my DMs. Miss Bola is at SHRUTI on Instagram. This is how you support the channel. Please do it. Do it now. We'll see you in the next one. Do it all fast.
तू आया नहीं क्यों? सदियों से लंबे हैं लम्हे यहाँ क्या करूं? आहट पे तेरी मैं